Hi, today I thought I'd do a really fresh, natural looking makeup but using some of the Instaglam products. So some of the heavier full coverage foundations, the big false lashes, the blingy highlighters, but just show how you can, it's all about technique. So you can use these types of products, but you can create different looks. And just because you're buying something which maybe has been used for a lot of heavy makeup looks, it can still be adapted to create a really beautiful, glowing makeup look. So I'm starting with a primer, which is SOS Primer by Clarins. I've actually never used this before, but it's really pearlescent, so it's quite a nice one. It's an anti-fatigue, sort of anti-tiredness one. This could look a little bit too pearly on the skin, but I'm just going to buff it with a makeup brush, a foundation brush, all over. Now for me, I am using this straight onto clean skin because there's enough moisturization in it and also enough shine for me, otherwise I'll be too shiny with my oily T-zone. Okay, so on top of that, and using what's left on the brush here, which is a little bit of the pearlescence, I'm going to use, instead of foundation and concealer, but I'm going to apply it in a natural way, Shock Horror Shape Tape by Tarte. This is something which is used really heavily all the time, which is not necessary. You can use it, I think, as almost like a foundation, and you can apply it lightly. So I'm just going to buff over, that's one small amount of it, just where I kind of need it to start with. So I'm using it really as a foundation to start with. So just buffing onto my chin area, all around my mouth, nose, down the center of my face. So I'm taking now what's left on the brush, which isn't very much, and just smoothing it out across the rest of my face. So that's really a full face of Shape Tape. However, with a magnifying mirror, yeah, I don't see anything sitting on top of the skin or sitting in my pores. So under my eyes, I'm also going to use the Shape Tape. I've put one dot of the primer or something with a little bit of sheen in, which will blend well with the Shape Tape and also won't stop it from actually setting, because it does still set, so it is still going to be long lasting. And I'm just going to put a few dots of that underneath my eyes. So I'm just using it almost transparently, but it will still give enough coverage because it's so pigmented anyway, that even if you only use a small amount and blend out, I still find that a sponge is good with this because it just works better. So now I'm going back in again with the Shape Tape. This time I'm not diluting it with anything. This is straight up around my nose, and just any areas that I need some more concealing. I'm also going to use it with a pinpoint brush for small areas. I'm going to pat that in with fingers. So next I'm going to contour using the Fenty Beauty Contour Stick in Amber, which is quite a cool toned colour, so it's good for my skin tone. Using the same brush, it's going to buff that up. Just so we get a really natural suggestion of a contour. Oops, sticking to my eyelash curlers because it's magnetic. Everything's sticking together here. So I'm not coming too far forward as well. It's looking straight ahead, seeing where it comes to about here. So it's kind of not really all the way across the eye, just at the outer edge. And keeping the main focus of the colour pushed back more into the hairline. I'm going to touch along my jawline, also well blended. So use exactly the same colour to start to create some shading around my eyes. So just a natural crease colour really. So that's quite a grey shade. I want to warm that up, and I'm going to use the White Peach palette by Too Faced, and I'm going to start by using Peaches and Dreams, which is more of a warm golden colour, just onto my eyelid. This will stick now on top of the cream contour. So just patting it into the skin. And then I'm going to use a dry brush to buff that all in. And then I'm going to go in with Peach Suede, which is a more vibrant peachy tone, into the socket. So just building again on top of that contour stick. And just keeping it really simple. Then using the Peach Suede colour also along the lower lashes. So now I'm going to use Grandiose liner in matte black. But I'm going to go very, very thin. Just behind the lashes almost. In between, I mean, the lashes. So kind of that thin into the corner. And then from about the centre, because I'm going to put fake eyelashes on, I want them all to join up. I'm going to keep it thin for now, and then when the lashes are on, I'll join it up, or I'll fill in. Now I'm just going to go along the line stabbing, which doesn't sound very nice. What shall I say? Not stabbing, wiggling in between the lashes and just pinpointing the black to fill in any gaps. And then just giving my eyelashes a really good curl. Now I'm using the Grandiose Extreme, which is the really thick volumizing version of the mascara, but I'm not going to use loads, so before it gets to the point where it's really bulking up, I'm just going to brush that all through so the lashes stay really nice and separated. And likewise underneath, just drawing it through the lashes and brushing out. So next I'm going to use Huda lashes, which are very full on. So you can see how dark they look, but I am going to just trim them. I'm going to take this inner corner. So I'm going to cut, I've done one already. I'm going to kind of take the inner corner and go up to where they very first flare out. So I've just cut the top of the band, so it's kind of thinned the band from about 2/3 of the way along. So we only have the thick band at the outer edge, which will kind of look like more of an eyeliner hopefully, and you won't notice the join. So I'm just going to drop that on there and wiggle into place. So we're still going to get quite a dramatic effect at the outer corner, but the overall feel will just not be as heavy and intense. And then just going back in with the liner, and then using a gel liner to blend in on the inside, because they are quite big lashes. I'm going to need to fill in my upper waterline, particularly at the centre there. On to brows. I'm going to use this Benefit Brow Powder, which is packaged in the perfect Insta Brow shape. I'm going to use the applicator as well, just to try it. It feels like it's going to put it on quite heavily, but I'm going to do quite a natural brow. So I'm just going to go through the front there. I'm going to start with the lighter shade and then maybe just put the dark shade on the high point at the top of the arch. I'm actually switching from this because they're going on too, I don't like the way they're going on. I'm going to go back to my normal brush using the same powder, which is really nice, and then just feathering through. I've still got my very unruly brows from my brow serum. I've actually stopped using it because they were just getting out of control. I haven't used it now for about a week and a half. I'm going to have a break. But I do need to pluck a little bit. Sometimes with these heavier products, it is about the application, and often they're sold with the applicator that's going to make it go on to give you that really intense effect. So the product's fine, but the application method is maybe just too heavy. On to highlighter, and I'm going to use the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette in Pink Sands, starting with this shade here, which is a cream texture. I'm just starting to gently bring that into the skin. So I haven't actually powdered yet. So this is going really straight on top of the Tarte product. I don't want it to look too crazy since this is a natural look, so I'm just going to really blend that in. And then I'm just going to make sure that that is well blended in with the concealer before I do a light powdering. Just find a powder brush. Then using this shade, slightly pinky colour, just going to add a little touch more highlighter, sort of blending in with the other highlighter. Using this Narcissist palette, and I use this pinky tone, this pink. So we've got the kind of highlighter here, then we've got the sort of pinky highlighter. So now I'm just going to blend in these two NARS colours, just so we get this lovely diffusion of all of these really quite highly pigmented products, which in some cases when you put them on can look too strong, unless you're going for that look, which is fine. Then I'm even going to do just one dab of the red coral. Just there, and just into the eyelid as well. Then once it's settled in, I'm going to use my clean brush again and just go over to remove the top layer. So we keep the sheen, we keep all the highlighter and all the colour, but it still looks really natural and looks really good in daylight, because that is the test, isn't it? When you're in daylight, all these looks look great when you're well lit, and then you go outside and it's like, whoa, but this will look good in daylight. So I'm going to go back into this palette, mixing the peachy tone and the white, and add a little tiny bit at the inner corner of highlight. And then actually, because the only thing that's really standing out now is the lashes, I'm going to go back into the Too Faced palette. I'm going to dip into the black here, but I don't want it to look black, so take most of it off, and then just put a suggestion of a bit of shading at the outer corner. It just stops it from looking so starkly top heavy, and actually strangely makes the lashes look a little bit more like they're supposed to be there. So onto lip balm, and just going to moisturize them and blot, because I'm going to use a liquid matte lipstick. Of course, you couldn't do an Instaglam classics look without a matte lip. I've chosen a Revlon one in a really rosy pink. Just take a little bit more of that off. Now before that sets, I'm going to use some lip pencil because I want to overdraw my lips. So while it's still kind of shiny, because they usually take a while to actually become matte. So while it's still in that condition, I'm going to buff my liner so everything becomes one. So we don't have that kind of harsh line and then that very matte set lip. It looks nice and natural. And actually before it's set, I'm going to use the same tissue. Just take off the top layer and that should set now. I do love this lipstick. So pretty. I'll just put a touch more blush on because I think it just brings the whole look together now that the lip's on, and I do feel very fresh and rosy. And I think we've got all of the Instaglam products on here. So we've got the big lashes, albeit trimmed, the very sort of classically Instaglam brow product, the liquid matte lips, the heavy concealer, and the blingy highlighter. So all together, but the overall look feels, I could walk out the door now and I feel like I look very, very fresh. It's not a no makeup look, but it's definitely a light and fresh makeup look. And as I said before, it's all about technique with these products. You know, you can dial them up and apply them in a way that you get that full Instagram glam look, or you can apply them much lighter and blend them more and you can look very naturally fresh. So I hope you like the look and I'll see you soon.